Hey, hola! There's other updates that I need to share with you, but in the meantime, I've been trying to post this one for days and it hasn't happened yet. A week like this week, 6 years ago, I started a little experiment. You see, I was trying to start my macro journey, and as I was trying to start my macro journey, I started the macro journey in August of that year, but it was really challenging for me to figure out alcohol drinking, especially during the weekend, especially during those times that I would get triggered. Wine, tequila were my favorite ones, to be honest. But the thing is that I started to do an experiment. I was just trying to be practical because it was really hard for me to figure out the counting of how much is it for this wine, how much is it for this tequila. How about we go sober curious for just a month and see how that goes. I know it wasn't dry January, but holy smokes, it seemed daunting at first, committing to something like that for a month. But like I said, I started the experiment and just started one rep at a time, one day at a time. Next thing you know, survived a week. And it's not like I was drinking every day, so I did not even think that this would be such a big freaking deal in the long run. I was just concerned about the weekends. But holy smokes, I realized that I was more of a drinker than I thought I was, and that drinking had affected a lot of other areas that I didn't think they would. Like, for example, counting of the macros, how many grams of fat, how many grams of protein, how many carbs of carbs. And it's so easy to overdo the carbs, to underdo the protein, right? Overdo the fat. Especially if I'm drinking, then I would be really snacky and I would self-sabotage myself for the rest of the evening. Even if I was, pretty consistent throughout the day, then my evenings would go down the drain because I would require some snacking after the drink. I also noticed how my performance, doing my movements in the morning, would be very different. Even though I wasn't really hungover, I thought, but it still delayed my reactions, it still affected my strength. So that was interesting to me. Then I also started to think about, why do I drink? When do I drink? Do I really need to drink? And now it's more in the daily vernacular to use that sober curious than 6 years ago. And it's amazing because I see dry bars are emerging, dry events are emerging. Like Kiana with her kombucha has dry events in Santa Fe and a lot of other things like that, and it's awesome to see. But in the meantime, it was really hard and disappointing that the ones that were criticizing, laughing and mocking were people that I thought wanted my health to be a good thing or wanted my well-being to be a good thing. Some of them would just be really bullying, cruel, or send LOLs to my posts about aha moments that I would have about my sober curious experiment. So that was quite an eye-opener. It wasn't just about me, my relationship with alcohol, but about those people in that relationship with alcohol and how much more important it is to them. And I'm just sitting here enjoying my sparkling water, enjoying my kombucha, enjoying my tea, and some people would get really offended that I was just not participating in their drinking. I'm like, it's all about the company and the hanging out. I'm not telling you to stop drinking, I just want to hang out. But somehow they would get really defensive because it's like, you need to drink, why aren't you drinking, and make such a big deal out of it. Anywho, I just wanted to share this since it's hashtag Flashback Friday, to share with you about my journey with the sober curious and how I cannot believe it's been 6 years, something that I only committed to a month because I wanted to be practical with counting of my macros, and it has changed my life in so many very different ways that I did not anticipate, and mostly for the better. I'm very happy that I haven't had to drink all this time. I'm just telling you this so that if there's something that you want to do and you think it's impossible, you don't know how it's going to go, commit one day at a time. Just one more rep, just one more mile. See if you can get to the corner. See if you can do another day tomorrow. See if you can do another 15 minutes. Whatever it is that you're trying to do, just keep doing one rep at a time, and you might surprise yourself with how far you can go. And of course, I haven't talked about nutrition here for a long time because, this is mostly mobility these days, but think about how this might also affect your mobility, right? Have a good one.